Hi everybody, you're watching the Flamingo Award Ceremony of the Wildlife Film Festival in Rotterdam 2020. Today is the 5th day already of the festival, and in the last couple of days we've seen some amazing movies and documentary about wildlife, of course, with some incredible stories about people and wildlife interactions, but also some serious topics like climate change. So at this moment we're going to hand out the Flamingo Awards to the movies that were rated as the best according to the judges in their own category. Normally we would do a little bit different, but because of Corona we are here at the Rotterdam Zoo to hand out those awards. We have 9 different categories to hand out the Flamingo Awards, and those are being picked by the jury members out of the nominees. I'm really happy that I didn't have to do that because I've seen the movies and they're all so nice. But I have the really amazing job to call the winners online with the message that they've won. It's now just finger crossed that they will pick up the phone.
In the next few decades, we need to do something unprecedented, achieve a sustainable existence on Earth. But how do we do it?
For the first time in history, every nation on Earth came together and solved a planetary problem. Today, as climate change unfolds, the forgotten story of the hole in the ozone layer and how we managed to fix it is a tale worth remembering, because we got it right.
This is actually an extraordinary work that probably has never been done before us, you know.
In 100 years, Oregon will be magnificent. A jewel of the country.
A deep, dense, dark.
Hello, I'm here to present the Green Impact Award. The award that goes to the production that has the highest impact on the way people think about sustainability, climate change and a greener economy. The nominated films captivate their audience with shocking facts about the impacts of human impacts on the environment and our natural world, but also about the hope there is if we come to action. We have chosen the film that effectively empowers its viewer to go out and do something. It holds a powerful message, brought with all the beauty and the quality we've come to expect from their filmmakers. The filmmakers create an impressive interplay between beautiful images and a building tension, urging its viewers to go out and act. The winner of the Green Impact Award 2020 is How to Save Our Planet.
Okay, so let's see how Johnny reacts.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. That's wonderful. What a great award.
Yeah, it's a big golden flamingo.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you so much. It's How to Save Our Planet is a short film, but it carries a very, very important message. And we wanted it to be short because obviously everyone's got busy lives these days, and we wanted to reach as many people as possible and explain that actually changing our situation on Earth is not only very possible, but it's exactly what all of us would want in terms of the future ahead. The sustainable future ahead is aspirational. It's the sort of thing that we would want for our children. It's not a negative place. It's not a place where we have to make sacrifices. It's a place where we will thrive. So we wanted to make sure that the film was short and powerful and able to work well on all sorts of platforms. This was always seen as a companion film to go with the Our Planet series on Netflix. But we said very early on to Netflix that we like this message to go out to everyone, not just the people who watch Netflix. So they supported us, and we produced actually 8 different small films, one for each episode. And this one was associated with the first episode, the opening episode. So yeah, I mean, it's a short film, but it took an awful lot of thinking about, and the story had to be squashed down into that 8 minutes. And I guess this is recognition that it worked.
In the next few decades, we need to do something unprecedented, achieve a sustainable existence on Earth. But how do we do it?
It is a small, gentle, scaled mammal called a pangolin. Very few people have heard of pangolins, and fewer still have seen them in the wild.
What a great way of informing the world about this gentle and vulnerable creature. Showing the human side of the poachers that are trying to make it through the day and are usually not very well informed about the poaching and the consequences is a very strong asset of this film. But also the empathy for the animal and the local heroes that are trying to do something about it. The jury of the Wildlife Film Festival selected Nigerians Fight to Protect the World's Most Trafficked Mammal as Best Short, as it tells a story about the African pangolin in a compelling way. With respect and compassion to all involved, the poachers, the pangolins and the protectors. The story explains about the issues caused by the trafficking, the urgency to do something about it, but also tells about solutions. What a strong storyline in just 10 minutes. Extremely well done, Katie Schuler and crew. Congratulations!
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi there.
Sorry, I was like trying to get this light working, but it's not gonna happen.
No worries. I can see you. So calling you all the way from the other round of the world. But I have some really special news to tell you. First of all, you are at this moment in the live Flamingo Award Ceremony, and that is the award ceremony for films that have won an award. And that is also the reason why I'm calling you, because you have actually won the Flamingo Award for Best Short Film with the movie.
What?
Yes. I can see you're happy about it.
Yeah, this is totally unexpected and awesome. And there's flamingo, like live flamingos and
Yes.
statue flamingos. This is amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for this honor. I know that it was, tough competition, and so this is just wonderful. I'm glad that you guys have been amazing at helping me bring this film to more audiences, and pangolins need that attention right now. And so I'm just so grateful, and I'll just quickly thank National Geographic, who's without their help this film never would have been made, and my producer Mike Olcott, my entire team on the ground, and the incredible Marco Fua, who's featured in the film, who I after this was shot I ended up naming my son after him. So he's just he's an incredible human being. And I will tell you, Mark is doing really well. For those of you interested, he's got a pangolarium, a pangolin rehab center, brand new, that's just been built up, and it's this massive thing that's going to help him move pangolins from rehabilitation to release in protected areas much more smoothly and with more support. And this film really helped, kind of put Mark on the map in a big way for pangolin conservation. And so since we filmed with him, Wild Aid and celebrities have come visited him. So I'm just so happy that that, through the making of this film, we were able to kind of give Mark a lot of support for the work he's already doing.
So I think you really deserved this golden Flamingo Award for Best Short Film. I hope you can share it somehow with Mark as well. Maybe you can call him up or later or celebrate together.
Absolutely, yeah. I will definitely, he'll be the first person I call after this, so this is wonderful.
Giant panda in the wild, hardly ever seen until now. A cub that has never tasted freedom.
A lot of people say an octopus is like an alien. But the strange thing is, as you get closer to them, you realize that we're very similar in a lot of ways. But we realize that there's a line that can't be crossed.
Hi everyone. The fact that animals can show signs of emotional depth has become more or less accepted. But who knew that even invertebrates can be highly social and intelligent? In this unique love story, our notion of the bond between wildlife and our own species gets turned upside down completely. The gripping documentary, in which an unexpected couple forms a fairy tale-like friendship, left us feeling humble and deeply touched. It is with great pleasure that I can announce that the award in the category of animal behavior goes to my octopus teacher.
And not to scare you off, but you are now in some sort of live version of the Flamingo Award Ceremony. And
live right now.
Yes.
Wow.
And
wow. Did you say in the behavior category?
Animal behavior.
Well, that's phenomenal. Thank you so much. Making this film was a big journey into the world of octopus behavior, and we had many people helping us to interpret that behavior, including probably the world's only octopus psychologist. So I'll be very excited to give her a call and let her know that her help paid off. And amazing, thank you to you guys.
Really curious, how did it all start?
Unfold.
Yeah.
So it didn't take 10 years to record. It was about 10 years ago that Craig realized he didn't want to be a filmmaker anymore. Because he just worked too hard for too long and he burnt himself out. So that was when he started, he left the city and moved out, and a little while after that he started diving. He started swimming every day, and swimming became diving, and eventually diving became taking photographs. And a while into that process he met this incredible little creature, and it was about 4 years ago that he kind of sat me down one day, and I'd been diving as well and learning to track, and he sat me down and said, so I want to make another film. I never thought I would, but I do want to. And he told me about this experience he had with the octopus. And after that, it was another 4 years of really hard work. It's going through the rushes and crafting the story and bringing all these incredible people who we worked with on board at different phases in the production. And each one of them brought some incredible magic. And I think it's a combination of the beautiful, beautiful Great African Sea Forest and the magic that each person on our team brought to the story. And I also want to say a big thank you, of course, to the rest of my team and to my co-director, James Reed, and our EP, Ellen Windermith, who's based in Amsterdam.
Yes.
Netherlands. And a big thank you to the little octopus who has captured hearts all over the world.
Bees bees are so fascinating. When you first go into a beehive, you're like worried about getting stung. And then as soon as you start watching them and seeing them on the combs, communicating with each other, it's just so fascinating, so complex. And it mostly works until we get in the way of it.
A disturbing sound emerges from the deep. It is the sound of climate change.
Some of those will save us, some of those threaten us, and we're just beginning to understand which are which.
They shaped our world and hold the key for our future. This is the kingdom of fungi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Awareness Award provides a cinematic look into the terrifying impact of climate change at the Russian Arctic Circle. Showing beautiful images of snow-covered landscapes interwoven with the lives of indigenous people and local wildlife, the filmmaker confronts its viewers with what we are about to lose. This important documentary is another wake-up call and will hopefully convince us to act now. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Awareness Award 2020 is On Thin Ice by Henry M. Mix and Boa Swartz.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. This bird?
Yes, this bird. They're actually live back here, but I have a golden one here for you.
Wow, very nice.
So what is your first reaction to winning this award?
Speechless.
I can imagine.
No, we are happy, of course, because it was a difficult project and we didn't really expect the outcome that you have now. We planned to make a slightly different film, but when we started to work on it and we actually witnessed very, very serious changes in the Russian Arctic, and we thought it might be a good idea to change the film. Actually, we had planned a blue ship film about the wildlife, about the reindeer migration.
Yeah. So you actually decided to change the subject when you were there?
Pretty much.
Yeah, because we realized that there are so big changes going on that it might be even more interesting to show them in another way, or to put the focus on these changes actually.
The changes there, as the film says it, are so deep and significant that we can't really ignore it and try to play an ideal world.
Yeah.
We do other films. We do blue ship wildlife films and kind of idealizing the world we are in, but not in this case. It was too profound and too deep what we actually witnessed there, and so the film actually talks about that. But I think it's an area we should keep a look at and see what's going on. I mean, the pace of the change is so fast. We know about climate change and everything, and about the crisis, but these guys in the polar circle in Russia, they already live it. They don't probably have a name for it, but they live with it already several years, with the consequences.
Yeah.
Which were caused in other areas of the world, and that's why we would like to go back if any possible.
In the next few decades, we need to do something unprecedented, achieve a sustainable existence on Earth. But how do we do it?
This is the story of Karl Ammann. He's a conservationist and private investigator. Now he's up against a criminal network that grows faster than the drug cartels worldwide.
Hello everybody, today I'm gonna announce the Conservation Award from the Dutch countryside. Conservation is about understanding the connectedness of everything. About protecting the delicate balance between species. The winning film shows this in a profound way. The visually stunning opening carries the taste of life itself. The message is clear. If we break up a population and eradicate one species, it will affect all species. And in the end, it will affect us. The filmmakers cleverly show from different perspectives that we need to protect and educate. The beautiful images, absence of a voiceover, and the sparsely used interviews give the viewer space to immerse in the circle of life itself. The sacral music, rhythmic edit, and poetic contemplations of a ranger prove that the wildlife genre can reinvent itself. The winning film is made by Dimitri Spilenok and Vladislav Grishin and is called Sockeye Salmon. Congratulations, gefeliciteerd. So, because Dimitri is really busy with his movie right now, unfortunately we couldn't call him, but he has made a really nice video message for us.
Дорогие друзья, здравствуйте! Большой привет вам с Камчатки. Меня зовут Дмитрий Шпиленок, я режиссер фильма «Нерка. Рыба красная». Этот фильм мы снимали в течение 13 лет. И одна из главных задач этого фильма было показать, насколько хрупок этот мир и насколько быстро можно его разрушить. На примере одного из видов лососей, нерки. Когда я приехал на Камчатку в 2007 году, там был браконьерный беспредел. Всюду были браконьерские бригады, и казалось, что все, эта рыба уже под угрозой. И я понял, что вот это тот момент, когда нужно отложить видеокамеру и брать в руки оружие, чтобы защищать ее. И на протяжении многих лет я работал в оперативной группе. Вся надежда на вот наше подрастающее поколение. И поэтому в этом фильме мы попытались передать вот то, что у нас собралось на сердце. Это вот наша любовь к этому хрупкому, удивительному миру. И любая победа на фестивале, любая победа Нерки – это подтверждение того, что мы правы, что мы делаем общее дело, и что у этого мира, который мы горячо любим, есть шанс выжить, и мы можем восхищаться им еще, и мы, и наши дети, и наши потомки будут это любить и ценить так же, как любим и ценим это мы.
Dimitri, this one is coming for you.
It is a small, gentle, scaled mammal called a pangolin. Very few people have heard of pangolins, and fewer still have seen them in the wild.
A maioria das pessoas que vivem ao redor do Parangosa comem o que elas conseguem produzir. Se elas tiverem uma má colheita, elas vão passar fome.
Kulima ndisalimambo mwadini ndisapatambo kumida samarambo tokota maminda manje binyama bikumera basi bwela kajera tacheka bambaya nsina mana nzo.
The target, an immense silverback. He's the one they're after. They've even given him a name.
Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. In the category People and Nature we saw 3 films that focus on Africa. Indeed, a continent with a lot of challenges for the future. We would like to congratulate all 3 nominees. The film that is winning really emphasizes the difficult relation we have with nature. We have to start working with nature instead of against it if we are to survive in the long haul. The winner in the category People at Nature is Ghost of the Silverback. Congratulations.
We have a surprise for you. You actually won the Flamingo Award for People and Nature category for your film Ghost of the Silverback.
Oh, amazing!
Yes.
Wow, that's a complete surprise.
Is it a complete surprise? Well, yes, succeeded.
That statuette looks really beautiful.
But how do you feel about winning the award?
I feel a little bit emotional, to be honest. It's been quite a while since we finished the film, so it's kind of coming back. It's not at the front of my mind, and now it's coming back. But it was an amazing process making it, and the characters that we filmed, particularly Matamba, Kombila, and the Boerakker trackers, we're just such incredible people to tap into. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel very privileged, and on behalf of everyone, I'm very happy you guys it fell on your radar and you enjoyed it. It's fantastic, and I think it's so important for conservation stories to include people. It's one thing to have beautiful blue chip wildlife films, and there's obviously a place for that. But I think it's much more important to actually tap into the people stories.
Yes, and you also mentioned that in the movie, right? That people are actually that people can actually be part of the solution for some climate problems as well, as you mentioned ecotourism, for example.
Yes, no, exactly. I think it's particularly important when the people involved are actually the people who have a vested interest, and are the people who live in or next to these parks. It's all very well for the Eurocentric or Anglo-Saxon kind of NGOs coming in and helping and all of that, but I think it's much more important if it comes from the ground up, from the people and the communities living in the park, who on the borders of these parks, who have a vested interest but often don't have any say in the park. So the fact that this community took it on themselves to do something about making this park a success, because it was neglected in many ways by the government, due to a lack of funding and potentially a lack of interest. Even though government has set aside a huge amount of conservation areas, they don't all work as well as they should do. So the fact this community took it on themselves to go, well, we're going to make this park work, and guerrilla tourism is going to be the way to bring people here. That's amazing. The version that you've seen is the international version, and often what happens with the international versions is they take out a lot of the interview because it's easier to dub it into a lot of different languages. So if I was to do a director's cut, I would have loved to hear more, because we did a lot of interviews with our characters and a lot of sound bites of them on the ground, and that to me would have really made the film that much more immersive, but I'm still very glad we could do it, and it's just a nature of the business in order to make it easy to translate is have less talking heads, but I was a little disappointed in that, but there is a version of the film with more interview, but I'm very glad that despite that, I'm still very proud of the film, and I'm very glad you guys enjoyed it too, and I hope your viewers do too.
Yes, well, I think we really enjoyed it. So I want to thank you very much for making the movie and for receiving this beautiful award, and we really hope to see you next year.
The look was inspired by kids' drawings, and the story was inspired by Chandra, a Borneo elephant living at the Oregon Zoo. She had been orphaned as a result of conflict with people. She has her mom and her aunt to protect her, but they're running out of places to go. The plantations are closing in on them.
See the animal world from a unique perspective as our spy creatures capture nature's most incredible moments. Join them for an eye-opening experience. Spy in the Wild.
Hello everybody! We were immediately drawn into the story. You see a baby elephant struggling to survive. The minimal visual means clearly tell the story we all need to be told. Of course, I'm talking about Gaia Borneo, directed by Shervin Hess. With a production budget of only $300, Gaia Borneo sets you to think. Gaia Borneo is interesting for children and adults. It leaves us with a reality check, and it offers a big thank you for people conserving wildlife in Borneo.
Thank you. I didn't know when you sent the email, I didn't really know what it was about. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is a surprise.
It's an honor.
So this
Thank you so much.
it's a beautiful shiny golden flamingo.
Wow, incredible. Oh, this is really amazing honor. Thank you so much. With all the other incredible films that are in this festival, it's really incredible. I brought my friend just in case. This is the star of the film.
Oh wow!
This is in the children's category. I just wanted to show any children who might be watching. It's really easy to make one of these.
Oh wow!
For stop motion.
You just made all those pieces hand by hand, didn't you?
Yeah. So these are all. This is what it looks like in the film. But it's just all made with paper from the recycling bin. This is actually a newspaper.
Wow. So have you been teaching yourself how to make a stop motion movie like this?
Yeah, I've always been really interested in it. I've always loved it, and I wanted to learn how to do it. And at the same time, I wanted to tell this story about what's happening in Borneo with these elephants, which are highly endangered now. And it was a hard one to tell with just film, because there's this thing that we know that happens when elephants are separated from their families in the palm plantation. Yeah. But there's a lot of hope there too. So I've been back there twice since we made this film. I was able to meet with some of our conservation partners there who inspired this film. And I think, if everybody works at this and cares enough, I think we can make space for both elephants and people. So
I think the movie shows that actually a strong and really important story.
Let's see, are those flamingos in the background?
Yes.
It's really exciting. You just never know what you're gonna see out there. Every day you see something different. You always learn something new.
Good evening. It's time for the award for Best Newcomer. The jury was overwhelmed with all the beautiful films made by first-time filmmakers. But of course, only one can win. And this film excelled in original stories. Stories about animals and their behavior never seen before by the jury. It kept us on the edge of our seat throughout the film and only wishing for more at the end. The winner of this year's Newcomer Award is Wild Karnataka.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful surprise.
What was your idea behind it?
Well, I think for us, primarily it was, having traveled the world quite a bit and having shot in different continents, I've always felt that our own backyards are usually not so celebrated.
Yeah.
And coming from the state I come from, which now that you've seen through the movie is quite special. We have the largest number of elephants and tigers. So I said, it's great to take the whole planet and make a big film about it, but how about taking our own backyard and celebrating our own backyard? Because backyards are more accessible. They have much more unique stories to tell. I think that was pretty much, I would say, the inspiration to start with this. The kind of film festival like yours, we're able to showcase the film, and not just the film, this region, which is, I would say, and most people don't know outside this region, that it can be taken to people across the world and kind of showcased. And like you said, I think it's for us a message of hope, because most often what we see is people are saying, hey, everything is going bonkers and everything is just kind of losing it all. And I've seen my own friends, they say, hey, if you're going to lose everything anyway, why put the effort? And I hope when you show this film in all the other parts of the world, people get kind of excited about their own backyards. And privileged ones, they can come back and travel with us here.
Yes, that sounds like a beautiful message.
A disturbing sound emerges from the deep. It is the sound of climate change.
Planet Earth has 7 extraordinary continents. Each one unique. Each one full of life.
This year we received many stunning films. There was one film that stood out because it addresses a global crisis in a special, urgent manner. We follow ancient nomadic cultures in the Arctic North who are affected most by climate change, backed up by the latest science. This film contains an important message for all viewers. The winner of this year's WFFR's Best Film Award goes to On Thin Ice. Congratulations.
And while you're still here, I want to tell you one more thing. Because you have not only won the award in the category Awareness, you have also won the Flamingo Award for Best Overall Film.
Wow. What? So, hang on a minute. I don't get this. This is...
It says it's right here, so I'm not joking with you, but you have actually won this one as well. Best film overall.
Wow.
You're speechless again, aren't you?
Now we are really...
Now we are even more sad that we couldn't come.
So one for each of us, or what? I don't know. I don't get it.
You can divide it by yourselves, the way you want it. But
Please say hi to the jury.
Yes, I will. I will do that. We will make sure, of course, that those Flamingo Awards are coming your way.
Thank you.
All the way to Germany, so that you can hold them firm by yourselves and that you don't only see them digitally. And I would like to thank you for making the movie. And do you have some last words to say to the people who are watching right now?
Oh.
To put you on the spot.
Actually,
who's watching?
Except you.
Well, people are watching online.
Oh. But you don't know how many and who, as usual, if it's online. So yeah, well, thank you. We can only hope that the viewers will agree to the jury's choice, and that would be the best thing we could actually hope for. Thank you.
So that was the last one, the last award that we handed out. I think the award winners were all really excited. Some of them were shocked, some of them were really surprised. But we are going to make sure that even though we spoke to them online, we will make sure that those awards will be flying towards them. For now, I'm calling it a day, but you can see the website of the World Wildlife Film Festival, and there's an overview of the movies that have won over there. For now, I would like to say cheers.